Recently, I was asked to be on TLC's Before the 90 Days. And I was going to go on as a dating expert to talk to a gentleman who had never met the gal in person, but they had had this long distance loving relationship. Well, unfortunately, at the last minute, right when we were about to go and have the filming done, he got very sick and they didn't know when he would get better, so they just had to cancel it all together. So I wanted to follow up though on the questions that they asked me to see if I would be good for the show. And then became an interesting flow. I am Jacqueline and I have been giving dating advice for a long time. So it was exciting to have a chance to express and give some tips and ideas for these producers. So I talked to two different producers that were trying to see if I had the knowledge and the insight and the possibilities to give them what they needed in order to make it a good show. And also in order to give the guy quality advice, because, no matter what, it's reality TV. They want to have some ideas. So even as they were asking me tips, they said, okay, I can tell you already have a lot of knowledge and you have a lot of know-how, but will you be willing to have us give you some scripted questions even though it's unscripted? And I said, of course, I understand how that works, no problem. And then they asked if I was comfortable talking about sex and if I would be open to talking about sex. And the reality is obviously they haven't had sex with one another, so this is a big deal when you've been doing long distance and then one day you're going to be in person with each other. And so therefore I said, of course, I'm actually the best person for you to have for this position because I am very communicative, I am very sex positive and body positive, and also very much into sharing real information from the male and the female perspective. So they were thrilled, they were excited, but then they had a couple other questions of the advice that I would give on one main topic, which was interesting, which the topic was, how do you give advice to him and help him understand how to balance the fiancé, and how do you balance out the mom? His mom needs so much attention that they said there are not enough hours in the day to keep both the ladies happy. So this was an interesting topic to come up with and very, very intriguing. So I was thinking about how important it is that we find that balance. The boundaries is really what this comes down to. We need to have boundaries with the people in our life. I understand, mama's love goes far, and chances are this is a kid, I shouldn't say kid, I don't know how old he was, this guy has been there for his mom and she's used to his company and his companionship and his connection. But in order for him to get his wings and to fly a little, the mama's going to have to let go, but it's not going to be something easy, nor does it sound like something she wants to do. So the advice that I would be giving is that he needs to be the one setting the boundaries because the mom's already blurred those lines. She's definitely not encouraging him to go to another part of the world to be with somebody. So therefore, he needs to say, I thank you for the life you have given me, the tools you have empowered me with, the insight, the guidance, and the support. Now I need to go figure this out. It might work, it might fall apart. I might be busy, I might not have as much time, but I need to start finding out myself as an adult. I need to find out what's next. I know, Mom, you're going to be there to support me no matter what. I know you're going to be there even if it fails and it doesn't work. But most of all, I know you're going to be there when it works great. And hopefully, eventually, after I've spent time with her in her country, I'll be able to come back to our country and we can continue our personal time. But I will always prioritize making calls with you. I will make sure we can do this, but it's time for me to show you what a great son that you raised. Now, this is just a snippet because I didn't get the whole story, but this is where I would flip the cards on the advice category and say, hey, we need to put you back in the front of your life. You have to be careful to not let a parent dictate or decide really where you're going with your future. It's easy, it's tempting, and it's something that happens. We fall into suit. We want to be there for our parents. I love that my kid's always been there for me. And if anything, I'm the one that has a harder time because I like to make my wings go and my kids like me to stick around home. home. So I get the flip of it all, but you know what? I raised them well. They're great. And I had to set my own boundaries because I was ready for something new. So you have to stop and think where you are in your life. And if you're ready for more, doesn't mean your loved ones are always going to be ready for it, but you have to choose your priorities of what you want and the life that you want. And then you have to also take the time to thank and appreciate those that got you to where you are now. Never just up and leave and be like, hey, didn't need you anyways. The truth is you did. It's because of them that you've gotten as far and as well as you have. So what do you think about this? I'll let you know too if I get to be on the show later date. But yeah, I think it's important that we get the right advice, inspiration, and motivation. So pop down and give me a little like and a subscribe and a comment because it gets me so much more engagement and YouTube likes me more. And you know what? I like it when YouTube likes me because then I can make a whole lot more videos and reach a bigger group of people. So thank you for being a part of our community. We're going to keep this conversation going.